Right, so on to my next video. Staying again with Super Nintendo retro console gaming. And the last video that I put up was of Gradius 3, which had a number of responses, and a few of those responses were from fellow YouTubers who wanted me to put some gameplay videos up of other Super Nintendo shoot 'em ups, and this is what this specific video is about. I'm going to do a few more of these. This video has been requested by a fellow YouTuber called Cyanide Breath Mints. It's actually his favourite Super Nintendo shoot 'em up, and it is called Super Dimension Fortress Macross Scrambled Valkyrie, which is quite a mouthful. It is a horizontal shooter. It sort of reminds me a bit of Darius. The reason why I say it reminds me a bit of Darius is because of the music. And if you've played Darius Twin, I think it is, on the Super Nintendo, the music's quite similar in some places. It just reminds me of that game for some unknown reason. It's quite a normal type of horizontal shooter. You can choose between 3 separate fighters, and each of those fighters that you control have 3 separate types of shot, and you can alternate between those 3 types of shot depending on what level you're on and what sort of aliens that you're faced with. So you have to get quite intelligent with the way that you use your shot on this game, because various shots are more applicable for certain scenarios. Also, you have a power-up facility where you can power up each shot up to a maximum of 3 times the original power level, or 2 times the original power level. Sorry, you can get 3 power-ups per weapon. And in that respect, it plays a bit like X-Lay on the Super Nintendo, which followed a similar concept of having a 3-shot setup. I've got to be honest, it's not my favourite Super Nintendo shooter, but it's certainly a really good shooter in its own right. I haven't given it a lot of gameplay over the years, I've got to be honest. I do find that on a lot of the systems that I've got, is that you've always got your favourites, and you tend to devote more time to those than you do other games that you've got. This is certainly one of the ones that I haven't devoted much time to, and it's not particularly easy, but it's not absolutely rock hard. So it's sort of somewhere in the middle. But it is a really great shooter. It is a really great shooter. So if you've got a Super Nintendo, it's certainly one of the shooters that you should look at. I don't know what it costs now to pick up. I've had my copy for quite a few years now. So anyway, I'll switch to a gameplay video so at least you can see it playing, and you can make up your own mind to see whether or not you want to add it to your collection. Hope you enjoy the video. Right, so this is Macross then on the Super Nintendo, and we'll try and start a game off. Right, so you've got 3 different players. I've got various shooting styles. See here, and I'll go for that one there. Right, so as I said, you've got 3 different weapon styles which you can flip between. So that's the second weapon style. That's the third one. And this is the one that's got the homing missiles. So that's up to full strength now. You can only go up to a level of 3 on your power for each weapon. So for that particular weapon, I've got the highest power I can get. I suppose for the weapon style, it's actually more similar in a way to something like Axelay, as regards to having three different weapons. Now, instead of you actually having a number of ships per credit, you get an energy bar. And every time you get hit, your energy bar gets decreased, and you also lose a particular power level on the weapon that you're on when you get hit, which is a bit of a pain in the backside, but right, again, I'm standing up here. Sorry. I'll get absolutely mashed up to death here. Right, these are all sort of black holes that are released, and it tries to suck you in. Now, of course, the problem is you can't actually move, so if an alien comes through or shoots at you, you're knackered. Right, I'll have to continue on this, unfortunately. Choose the same ship style, firing shot. Skip through this. Right, let's concentrate a bit more now. I'll stop waffling. Now, as you can see by this run that I'm doing, that if you have a correct weapon, it's a bit easier to actually get through. So it is fairly key what type of weapon you have. As I say, I'm actually progressing better on this run than I was on the last one. Obviously wasn't thinking what I was doing. again, that was a fairly quick gameplay video of the game. At least it should have given you a slight idea of how it plays.